Plant grass for everyone. A niche plant. Indian feather mantle, green velvet. Don't look at it now. It looks like duckwood. When it grows up, it will be very beautiful. This is what it looks like when it grows up. Very artistic. Very Innswine. The reason why it is called Indian feathers. It's the same headdress that Indians wear on their heads. Like this. Wrong. Indian feathers are actually from the same family as spring feathers. In the beginning, everyone was called man green velvet. But both spring feathers and Indian feathers are of the genus Goosebump. They have the same habits. It works the same way. Indian feathers grow and shed their old leaves. Dragon scales also appear. It grows. Its rooting is more friendly to soil acceptance. As long as it is water permeable and breathable soil, it can accept it, or with good conditions. Plant directly with special soil for the Araceae family. Usually, the maintenance is placed in a brighter place. The temperature should not be lower than 10 degrees for a long time. If it is lower than 10 degrees for a long time, it will sleep. Freezing damage will occur at any lower level. Summer is a time of growth, as long as you don't expose to the sun. Easy summer. Temperature over 20 degrees. It's growing really fast. Usually, fertilization is mainly based on high nitrogen fertilizer. Occasionally give some phosphorus and potassium fertilizer. Enhance the hardness of the branches. Prevent indoor maintenance from causing the branches to become soft due to lack of light. Blade droop. New leaf autumn orchid. In addition to viewing flowers, the blade is also very beautiful. Each piece is in the shape of a heart. First, let's talk about soil. Be sure to use very drained and breathable soil. If the soil used has strong water retention, poor water permeability, it will get stuffy easily. The consequences of being bored, there's a chance that this plant won't die, but its leaves have always been particularly soft. Bend inward, the wrinkled look. Then there's watering. Neophyllum is very drought tolerant. It has thicker leaves. Extremely drought tolerant, so let's water it. Use so much. You just have to look at its base and soil surface after it dries. Just water it again. The watering rate should not be particularly high. Many flower friends will ask me, this plant is watered every few days. Water this. It's based on the drought tolerance of your plant and the temperature of the maintenance environment. Good ventilation. It depends on the water retention rate of the basin soil mechanism you use. I can't reply uniformly. It takes several days to water this plant. It's fluid, and then there's light. This new leaf autumn orchid is a more shade-tolerant plant. It only needs bright, scattered light to grow, but it's better to give it that 3 hours a day. 4 hours of direct sunlight. It will grow very well and conducive to its flowering. And then there's the temperature. As long as the temperature is not lower than 15 degrees for a long time, it can grow normally, as long as you don't expose to the sun in summer. Control the watering level. Basically, it can survive the summer. Put some slow-release fertilizer in the pot during the growing period. Occasionally give some phosphorus fertilizer during the flowering period. Nice to raise. This plant, my plant is rough. The leaves are not so pretty. The leaves of normal new leaf autumn orchid are very beautiful. What about the new leaf Coelomectes? Will also grow 7 roots. Cuttings can also be made through this 7 rooting. Its leaves can also be cuttings, but its leaf cuttings will also live. But it has been growing vines for too long. Put the leaves alone in a basin. Yes, this little bonsai is also very beautiful. Also very nice. How to maintain after flowers. Buy a home phalaenopsis. Basically, this kind of nutrient cup. Base for water station maintenance. During maintenance, its water table is very tight. So when we take care of it at home, be sure to remove its original water table. You can see that its water table is pressed. It's very tight. Very hard to dismantle if you buy it at home. Don't remove this water table. Don't give it another mechanism. 99% of people will rot this root, even if it's not rotten outside. The roots in it will also rot. Try to be careful with its root when dismantling. Don't break the root. You can keep this plant underwater for a few days. Wait until all the water moss in it is dry. Then the root system will all turn white and then dismantle it. At that time, its roots were not so brittle. After dismantling, put the rotten roots in it. Broken roots and those extra shriveled empty roots. Fix it all, then we plant it at home. The mechanism of selection is crucial if your maintenance environment is better ventilated, and you can control the temperature of the environment where you maintain it. Water moss can be used, but not as tight as the base. If your maintenance environment is poorly ventilated, you can't use water moss, because the water retention of water moss is very strong. You need to use pine bark, red, gold, stone. There are also some other mixed pellets. Ensure the water permeability of plants. This will reduce the difficulty of maintenance. And you don't have to water this phalaenopsis. And to worry, the only thing you need to do is don't let this plant material get too dry. Phalaenopsis is a parasitic plant. Its native environment is clinging to large trees. Its roots are all exposed. It can absorb moisture in humid air. So that's it. It requires very low water content of basin soil. Basin soil. As long as it remains moist. This will ensure the normal growth of plants. On the contrary, if your ventilation environment is poor, the basin soil is too wet, this phalaenopsis will probably rot. And all I use is pine bark. My pine bark. It's thinner because I ran out of thick ones. Only this thin one is left. So I put it on him with this thin one. When you buy it, you can buy one thicker pine bark. And then we add some other particles. This video is only for novice shall buy, if it is someone who can grow flowers. After changing the pot, a few leaves grew when changing the pot. Then I plucked the leaves. And then in the summer, it doesn't grow very much. Enter a semi-dormant state. No more leaves. And in the fall, he didn't have any leaves. At first I suspected that the soil was not suitable. When the soil is not suitable, the plant doesn't die after changing pots, but its root system. It will not take root in new soil. It's still in the same place as the original earth ball. It doesn't grow outward. In this case, the plant will have stiff seedlings because its roots do not grow into new soil. It just hovers inside the original earth ball. It doesn't grow back. If your maintenance conditions are better, it stands still. It just stops growing. But if your maintenance conditions are poor, the soil is not suitable, and the condition of the plant is going to get worse and worse. It gets worse until death. There is another situation, just like my orchid firefly. At first, I thought it was because the soil wasn't right. After I mopped the basin, found it because the basin was too small. The roots of this plant are too full. There is no basin soil for it to continue to grow, so this plant will freeze, stand still, stop growing. Flowers maintained at home. Try to change the soil every year and a half. If it is that kind of large potted plant, we don't want it to grow. You don't need to change it. If you say a small potted plant like this, or a potted plant we want to see bloom, try to last a year and a half. Change it back to soil. Change soil. 1 is to prevent it after the root system of the plant is full. The plant doesn't like to grow. Second, it takes a long time. This soil will harden when maintained in our house. This plant is also prone to stiff seedlings after compaction or fallen leaves. There will be many problems. Plants after spray hardening, it's like growing crops. Grow crops. Farmers turn this soil once a year. The same goes for this flower pot. If you don't change the soil for a long time, after the soil is compacted, plants have all kinds of problems. Then it's time to change the basin. Be sure to make this soil fit perfectly with the root system. If you say when changing the basin, the soil and the root system are not in a state of complete fit, this empty root appears. Watering and fertilizing the root system of the plant it cannot absorb. This plant will have stiff seedlings. This is why there are many flower friends after changing the pots of the plants. This plant, it just never grows. The reason is that the basin, soil, and the roots do not fit together. So a final word of caution. That is, if it is the same as in the video, the frozen soil was frozen when changing the basin. Also Huon. In this case, plants should not be fertilized because of the permafrost Huon, root damage. It lacks the ability to absorb nutrients. So, the fertilizer you put on it will cause fertilizer damage. Burden it. The ginger seedlings mentioned in the video, just built on. This plant has no health problems. Ginger seedlings, if set. If there is a health problem with your plant,